This is Brian, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Mega Man 4. What should be the final part today, because we might have another stage left after this. I'm not sure if this is a final boss or not. Well, okay. Does seem like this might be Dr. Wily. Can I just shoot him? Yeah, seems so. Am I safe here? Seems like it. So, he shoots out 3 balls, then I have a chance to shoot him. Yeah, this might be a little slow, but oh, I got a little too close, I guess. Or a little too far back, I should say. Oops. Missed my timing. One more, I think. Okay. Yeah, so he's not done yet, though. I think the drill bomb works now. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. Maybe still using the charge buster shot. I mean, extra lives aren't a problem for me. I'd rather spend a few lives on attempts here than use an energy tank if I don't have to. Okay, so for this part, I just gotta run up here to avoid those. Yeah, the second form seems like it's going to be a lot harder to dodge these purple balls or whatever he's shooting out. Okay, where do we have to hit you? Alright. One more try here before I have another idea. I don't know if it'll work, but yeah. Well, I mean, I say one more try, but it might end up being more than that. I do think that drill bomb is supposed to work, but I think I was just doing it wrong. Yeah, because I can also detonate it manually. I better use an energy tank. Got him. Is that it? No. Looks like he's getting away. I would guess not. Yeah, it seems like usually these Wily levels end up having 2 skull stages. They're gonna give me some refills here. Huh. Wonder if these guys keep spawning. I could probably try to farm them. Yeah, I am probably gonna try that here for a little bit. Okay, well, I should have built something up with that. These guys are easy enough, so that's not a problem. They don't drop much, though. Ah, damn it. I was getting so used to them not dropping anything, I was just running forward. Kind of out of habit. In case I have multiple attempts that I need to do here, that'll help. I think Pharaoh Man is the one that I need for the boss here, so I'm gonna try to get that filled up. And then if I feel like it's not getting too ridiculous on time here, I might try to fill up the rest of my stuff, just in case. God dang it. I always remember to do it for the small ones here. I guess I need to just start pausing a little bit before I run forward. It'd be even better if they could drop random energy tanks. One-ups are great and all that. Alright, at this rate, I am gonna just be satisfied with filling up Pharaoh Man, I'm pretty sure. Unless I just, like, do this and cut it out. And just show you after everything's already filled up. I don't think we'll have to do that, though. Pharaoh Man will be full after one more drop of big or small. Come on. They've been more generous with 1-ups than they have with these refills, it seems like. Part of that's my fault for picking up a couple of them without switching. Okay. I'll go to the end and come back one more time, and if I don't get anything in there, we're just gonna go on. Oh, 1-ups are maxed out again. A lot of times though, these final bosses, if this is the final boss, which I think it should be, they can only be damaged by a certain weapon, so having extra lives doesn't necessarily help if I'm out of my power. I don't know. Guess the dust is completely empty. Not that it should matter too much with that little bit there. Not gonna do a lot for me. Okay, we need to use Pharaoh, I'm pretty sure. Oh great, it's all dark. Okay, and he's gonna shoot that at me and he temporarily appears when he does that. Okay, I can just use this to hit him. I don't actually have to fire it at him. I don't know, that might make it a little easier. Yeah, he doesn't stay there very long though. It's already over half done, it seems like. And this ball he fires at me isn't that hard to dodge? I say as it hits me. I think this is it. I'm not going to hold back on the E-Tank there. Yeah, sometimes he's just too low to be able to hit. There we go. That it, or is there another form? That looks like that's it. Where'd he go, though? Did he escape? Of course, I suppose he did. He always seems to keep coming back in every one of these games. And I guess he initiated self-destruct on his castle, or lab, or whatever it is. Looks like we made it out, though. Ha, funny. Smoke has a skull shape in it. Okay, well, there's another Mega Man game down. It wasn't one that I'm as familiar with. I played just a little of it, but I have seen, like, playthroughs of it. Yeah, because 3 was kind of where I'd cut off when I was a kid playing them. Still a pretty good game. I think maybe it's just nostalgia for me, but I'd probably say 2 and 3 are still my favorites. I'll let the credits roll a little bit here, and then I'll see what kind of an ending they're going to give us, and I'll give a short review. Oh, looks like a pretty big city. The robots didn't destroy everything in this future. I guess this future that is now in the past. Cottage on the Hill, is that his? Is that Dr. Cossack's daughter? Or Linka or whatever she was? Or is that the other robot? Is that... What was it? Rock and Roll were the two robots? Rock is the one that became Mega Man? Yeah, so... There's Brightman, number 25. Toadman, number 29. They don't just do them in order, apparently. Or numerical. Girlman, 27. Barrowman, number 26. Yeah, we ended up using his skill quite a bit, it seemed like. Ringman, number 28. His was fine, but it was just kind of limited in range, so I don't really like that as much. Dustman, number 30. I did use his quite a bit. Dive Man, number 31. Yeah, I didn't really like him. He was pretty fast. We didn't really use his too much. Skullman, number 32. I didn't use his much. I guess it's supposed to be the one that you use against Dive Man, but I didn't do that, and I got through it anyway. Maybe it would have been easier for me, but I got kind of lucky with him, I suppose. Okay, as they're just going to scroll this, I guess that's probably going to be it. So I'll just go ahead and start with my review here. It's going to be kind of short, not too much to say. Especially when these Mega Man games are all not that much different than each other, so gameplay is about the same. They just add slightly different things for each one, it seems like, which is fine. It's kind of like you're playing the same game, it's just adding more to it every time you get a new one. Yes, thank you, Capcom. Music stops? Well, that sucks. Is it even going to say the end? Tried pushing a few buttons there, it's not going anywhere. Alright, well, we'll just go on with the review. So yeah, the new Charge Buster that they added to this one, that was kind of nice. I mean, it took a little bit to get used to. Trying to like hold that button to keep it charged and jumping and stuff for me, a little clunky at first, but kind of like the running and jumping in Mario games, I suppose. Just got to get used to it. And I mean, I've done that stuff. It's just if you come back to it after several years, just the muscle memory isn't always still there right away. You got to kind of kick it in a little bit. Like riding a bicycle, you never forget it, but get a little wobbly at start if you haven't done it for a long time. Another thing that they did, that they kind of fixed, I suppose, which depending on how you look at it, maybe you didn't like this, but I thought it made the game a little better overall. They nerfed the jet a little bit in this one compared to 3, in that you didn't have as much control over it because, well, once you hopped on it, you could still move it up and down, but you couldn't control how it just went forward on its own. So that way it made it not quite as broken. Like you couldn't just bypass things quite as easily as you could in 3 with it. It still allowed you to bypass things pretty easily in some areas, and I probably used it a little more than I should have in some parts, but I just wanted to kind of get through the playthrough and not waste too many lives and have to replay stages if I didn't have to. Or just something like missing a jump and falling on spikes. So I used it a few more places where most people would probably not use it. That was just me. Another thing that I liked, that I think they did pretty well here, is it felt a little more well balanced, I think, than some of the previous games. By that I mean, like, the difficulty didn't ramp up quite as bad as it did in some of the old ones, maybe. Like, what I mean by that partially is like the end game bosses. there were always a few of them, at least one of them in every other game so far that really gave me a lot of trouble. In this one, I don't really feel like that happened as much here. They weren't necessarily easy, but they were all fairly well equal to each other. There wasn't one that was like really easy and a pushover, but there wasn't a really tough one either. Actually, the final boss with Dr. Wily was one of the easier ones, I suppose, as long as you knew what you were doing there, because it was pretty easy to avoid his shots and keep the charge up and hit him with it. I suppose it could take people quite a few tries to figure that out if you're just going in blind. Well, there is that. The last thing I wanted to comment on for positives, more so, was, like I said, they do the same thing over and over again, kind of. So adding Dr. Cossack into the story and making you think that he was the main villain added a little bit of a plot twist into it and kind of changed the story up a little. Even though ultimately it ended up being the same old Dr. Wily was the boss anyway, it at least changed the narrative slightly, so I appreciated that. Now, as far as some things that I didn't like, I just have a couple of quick ones to touch on, and these are kind of nitpicks. For one thing, more so than in the previous games, maybe it was just a matter of this one being so fresh in my mind, some of the robot masters in here seemed pretty tough compared to the regular robot master stage levels in previous games. Now, granted, I know there were some of the previous ones that are pretty hard too, but notably, like, Dive Man in this one was pretty bad. Other ones, Ring Man, maybe? Toad Man could be pretty tough if you let him get his Rain Flush thing off. Pharaoh Man, I don't know, because I just froze him. So that one kind of took it away, and you didn't really have to experience fighting him, I guess, that way. Yeah, that's one thing they upgraded too. And my next comment on negatives was that it is getting a little repetitive with some of their skills and stuff. But I suppose in a way to balance that out and say something positive about it is, like, Brightman did the same thing where you kind of like the Flash where you freeze time. But at least in this one, they kind of tweaked it a little bit and improved it to where you could also keep shooting once they were frozen. Whereas the Flashman ability, it froze them, and then just in freezing them was causing damage to them. But I like the way they did it more in this one. So, yeah, overall, it's not the worst Mega Man game I've played so far out of the first four here. I would probably put it ahead of number one, just because, well, that was the first one, and they were just starting out, and it was a lot shorter. So I'd put it somewhere around just below 2 and 3, probably. In those two, I'd probably put 2 slightly ahead of 3 for me personally. And we'll see how I feel about 5 once I get to that. I am definitely going to go through 5 and 6 at least. Beyond that, I haven't really thought ahead too far on if I want to get... I'll probably do the Super Nintendo ones. I don't remember exactly how this series split in that. I know I have some of them, and I'll make sure I get all of them if I want to do all those, but like the Mega Man X series started there, but that's a separate like spin-off kind of, because you have X, 1, 2, and 3, I believe, for Super Nintendo. But you also had 7 and 8, I think. And then 9 and 10 came out for PS1. Not 100% sure on that now without looking at them. But yeah, I know there were like 2 separate series that way. Like the regular numbered series kept going, but then they also did the X series, which kind of plays the same overall, but they added a few different things. And technically, I think you're not Mega Man in that one. Your character is X, even though he looks just like Mega Man. I don't know. I could be completely wrong on that. I'm just going off of what I remember and what I've seen. So As far as what we're going to do next in this time slot, I'm just going to bounce back to Mario again. And for this one, I'm going to do one that I haven't played before. At least I don't remember having done it. We're going to do Super Mario Land 3 for Game Boy, which is also Wario Land 1. Now, I have Wario Land 2 since I was a kid, and I've played that one a lot of times. But yeah, I didn't get the first one right away, so I haven't played through that before. I would imagine a lot of the mechanics will be the same as Wario Land 2, but just maybe more rudimentary. But we'll find out. And after that, I'll probably just go back into Mega Man 5 then and just kind of bounce back and forth in Mega Man and Mario games until I'm done with those. They're a lot shorter than some of my other playthroughs anyway, so won't take quite as long. Wario Land 2 will actually probably take quite a while, so maybe Wario Land 1 is also longer than the regular Mario games were, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll pick up with Wario Land 1, Super Mario Land 3 here tomorrow. And thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this playthrough and are looking forward to others, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.